Does your filament sound like bacon crackling in the hot end? Does it? Well, today we're going to have a look at a filament dryer that I think is seriously underrated. Chitu E1 4-spool filament dryer. Now, it's not just any filament dryer, and that's why I've brought it to your attention today. And following up from this, I'll be looking at more filament dryers moving on ahead as well, and we'll do some comparisons. But today, we're looking at the underrated Chitu E1 and why it's underrated and why I think it should have more attention and more eyes on it. Let's jump into it right now. Moisture can absolutely destroy your prints. Now, most filament boxes or dryers are simply just that. A box or a container or a unit, you switch on, applies heat, and hope for the best, dries your film. That's why I feel showcasing the E1 from Chitu Systems today is slightly different to the other dryers I have. And so we'll jump through it and discuss why, and not only the features and what it can do and what it may not do, most importantly, why it's here today on the bench, and most importantly, why you need a dryer and how much it can destroy your prints from layer adhesion, bonding, stringing, over extrusion, under extrusion, brittle prints, snapping in your PDFE tubes, direct line, extruder jams, and so on. That can really be a headache for a lot of people. So with that said, let's go through everything and find out what makes this E1 from Chitu Systems different. All right, everyone, before we get started, another thing just came in just before whilst I was about to upload this video. Chitu reached out to me and said, hey, Chris, we've got a competition going right now where we want to give away 2 of these E1 4-spool dual box units, filament dryers and storage boxes, along with a bunch of filament and other things. And they said, can you pop it in your video for us? No extra things, nothing. There's no side hustles. There's no nothing. We just want to basically jump in with the community and say, hey, you know, we want to support. We want to basically bring Chitu back. We want to, you know, relaunch some things, and we'd love to put them on the channel. So, hey, if it's freebies, guys, get on board. Links and information will be in the description below. And basically what we've got here is the Energy Savings Challenge. What does that involve? Well, basically, Chitu Systems are launching a global energy saving challenge for the 3D printing community. The idea is simple. Share your own energy saving tips for best practices for more energy efficient 3D printing on your preferred platform. Now that could be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, blogs, photos, reels, other content. And all you have to do is use 3 hashtags: energy saving, Chitu Systems, or the Chitu E1 hashtag, remember that. And also submit your entry through the Chitu's official Gleam entry page. I'll pop that information in the description below, so check that out as well. Now, prizes include 2 lucky recipients. Now, this is globally, worldwide. Go get first prize, mind you, get the chance to win 2 of these E1 4-spool dryer and storage smart, intelligent humidity filament dryers, as well as second prize. There will be 4 second prize winners receive a single dry box plus 2 kilograms of conduit filament, and another 10 people for third prize will receive 2 kilograms of conduit filament plus a $10 voucher. The challenge runs from 10th of July right through the 10th of August 2026, and the winners will be announced on August 13. It's open globally. Get on it, guys. Links in description. We'll put all the official participation details down below. Jump onto it. Come up with some awesome ideas, whether it's, you know, using inverters or what you use to basically save power. Jump on the link, pop your ideas below, post some reels, show us your setups and see what you've done to mitigate, you know, the power consumption, or whether you've got solar in your house or whatever you've got. Make a montage, do a video, do a bit of a vlog, post it on your reels, post it on your socials, whack those 3 hashtags in, and hey, 2 people could win one of these and a ton of filament, some vouchers, and all sorts of stuff. Hey, why not? Anyway, let's get back to it. Now, back to the E1. This system dries up to 4 spools across 2 independent chambers. Each chamber has its own PTC heating system. But here is where it gets interesting. The chambers are removable. You can take them off the base, remove the magnetic plates off the bottom, put them over the covers, inlets and the outlets of the exhaust baffle, and turn them into a storage device. Now, that makes them a standalone storage box. So instead of drying filament, then exposing it back to the open air, you store it and continue monitoring the humidity from the front humidity panel. That matters more than most people. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The E1 includes an intelligent automatic drying mode, When the humidity rises above 50%, it starts drying, and when it drops below 25%, it stops. So instead of drying once, it becomes a system that dries, monitors, stores, and reacts. That's a completely different approach. And honestly, I think that's a great concept. Now, stack that with the features together and you get 4 spool capacity, dual independent chambers, up to 70 degrees Celsius, 3.5 inch touchscreen, 240 watt system, reusable desiccant, humidity-based automation. I mean, honestly, why is nobody talking about this? So what is it actually built around? 2 independent chambers, each with 120 watt PTC, heater, total system power 240 watts, touchscreen control for temperature, obviously time, temperature, 4 independent 1 kilo spools, humidity, intelligent heating, drying, automation, independent, and 2 kilo spools as well. And because each chamber is independent, you're not locked into one condition for everything. So I think it's fantastic. Now, before we go any further, I think we should look inside the Chitu E1 and see what it's all about. All right, so now we're up close and personal with the Chitu Systems E1. Now you can see we've got the humidity detection sheet there, and that gives us an indicator of 50, 40, and 30%. We get our included PDFE tubes, which we can interchange, so we can basically have it feeding either one spool to each printer, basically from each side of the actual box itself, or we can have it, feeding 2 different pathways, 2 different spools to 2 different printers, or we can feed 4 spools to 1 printer. So that's pretty straightforward. We've got a little, we would call them rubber little bungee plugs there. We've also got a little ventilation hole as well, if we want to modify that, and that's just a bleed hole for your air. Inside the chamber itself, you have a locking mechanism on the front. It seals the front, which is quite good. A lift handle as well. And inside you get the perforated screen with the rollers, which are also removable, and you'll see the photos popping up as well on that, as well as the video time-lapse of me installing it. You do get the desiccant packs included as well, which also dry as well. And like I said, it's an exhaust system, so basically what happens is when you place, doesn't matter which way you place the actual filament dryer box on the unit itself, whether it's that way, the same, or whether it's the other way itself, once you fit it on there, okay, it's in place. Now, if basically what happens is, whichever direction you put it in, it doesn't matter, because it's going to draw air in from inside the box, which is most important, not outside. So it's not going to draw air in from outside the unit, which is really important because it's not drawing in damp air if you're in an environment that's already got moisture or cold air in the room that you're in. It's going to draw air in from the box itself, from the actual filament container, and then it's going to ventilate that past the sensor, and it's going to push it through the hot air coil and then push dry air out into the actual chamber itself, and creating a circular vacuum and exhaust blower effect, which thus in fact allows it to detect the humidity as well, which is a good thing. Now, that said, it does have a trigger mechanism button that allows it to detect whether the filament box is on there. So obviously you can push that down and engage it if you needed to test it. On the base, you have your magnetic plates as well, which can be removed, and they can quite simply be popped on there, and then that thus becomes with a rubber seal, and that becomes your dry storage box for your filament. Now, moving on from there, that means you can basically use this as a storage box. You can also add more of these boxes as well. So you could have another 2, 3, 4 of them, and then bring them off the shelf, pop them on the dryer, exchange them thereon from in. Now, as far as how long they would be able to keep the filament dry for, I'm yet to test that, but I can say that just from the humidity tags, that gives you a good indication. And furthermore from that, with that locking system, the locking mechanism on the front, it does seal quite well. Now, I think if you wanted to take it one step further, there is an actual lip there, and I believe, you know what, if you probably wanted to, you could probably install possibly a TPU liner, and that would just seal it even more, but I don't think it really requires that, because it doesn't bleed a lot of air, and there's no gap clearance between that lid, which is quite good, and it's very clean and flush the way it sits, so I'm pretty happy with that. Apart from that, like I said in the video, you can take these filters out, give them a clean, blow them out. If you want to swap the desiccant pouches over, you can. Now, I wouldn't put any larger desiccant patches in, because basically if you did that, what would end up happening is you block the inlet and outlet as well. So I would recommend with sticking with the same size desiccant pouches. Like I said, you can swap between the two. Now, you can have it facing one way or the other. It's really entirely up to you. Before we move on to the interface and I show you the smart technology as well as the manual system, you can actually select between the actual banks as well. So you can run 4 separate temperatures, which means you can run 2 separate temperatures inside the actual one unit. I haven't tested with my heat sensor to see how accurate that is by running, say, for instance, a spool of PLA, PETG or ASA ABS parallel, especially considering it doesn't have a separator and it doesn't run dual fans in the one box. So I'm not sure how effective that is, honestly. That's just my take on that, but I will probably test that. If you want me to do a comparison video on filament dryers, I can do that, especially moving forward, looking at the filament dryers to see which one's probably the most beneficial as far as humidity and drying out the filaments more accurately and obviously faster and better. This does have a smart energy power system on it, so it does limit the power draw, which is also a good thing, which I can also test down the track as well to further verify that, along with other filament dryers down the track, which I probably do actually, to be honest, because I've got a few filament dryers and I wouldn't mind testing them out to see which one's most efficient. On the side there, we do have a Type-C USB port, and that's basically for firmware upgrades. Not much more to that. Looks like there's some slots here for some integration that didn't get utilized. Possibly it might have been some type of jack port for some type of AMS unit, possibly, or an Ethernet. Not sure about that one. And pretty much basically that's it. Like I said, you can take these off, no worries. Lock them in place. You can switch them around, and voila, there you go. I have used this quite a bit in the last week or two and have found it quite universal. Being able to switch it around and have it literally sitting between two printers opposing and feeding two spools has been quite good. I've enjoyed being able to do that. It's made it quite compact and enabled me to run, you know, two printers pretty much closed side by side and not having to retrain the back or having single side filament spools on there, which is also good. I actually have also ran from the actual latest tool changer printers. I've actually ran this directly straight into the 4 tool changer multicolor printers that have come out, and I found it quite effective because those printers themselves have open spool hangers. So printing even materials like ABS, ASA, PA6, nylon, PETG, and so on, glass fiber, carbon fiber. I have found that not having those spools in an enclosure has been quite effective, especially running this straight into the tool changer direct pathway. I can just basically run the feed from the heated chambers directly into the direct prime extruders of this tool heads of each tool changer, and it actually has improved my print results as well. So pretty happy with that one. Obviously, you get the manual as well that explains everything as well, which is pretty good. I have to admit, pretty happy with this unit. I think it's really underrated. I've never really seen a lot of them around, and I thought it was really valuable to get the information out there because I still think today, by today's standards, I mean, looking at some of the other brands, they don't have the features that the Chitu E1 has. So I find that quite good. Once again, don't forget, they're giving these away too. So jump into the description below and get yourself a free opportunity to get one of these. And that's a really good concept as well with the energy saving challenge. That's really good as well. So we'll jump into the front screen and we'll check that out and we'll go from there.
Here we have the interface for the touchscreen on the E1 Chitu Systems Filament Dryer. It's got a pivot front face, which is quite sturdy actually. I was pretty happy about that. It wasn't flimsy, especially when it's on the front bottom section. It's quite strong. As you can see, it's got your twin system there. You've got your settings icon. You can adjust your temperature to a maximum of 70 degrees, which is quite high, which is good. Touchscreen interface is quite intuitive. You go into the settings menu and then down, you can individually select each filament spool, and you can also select the chambers themselves, which is good. And you can adjust that and then go into the setting system. You've got your Celsius, you've got your intelligent control as well, Celsius, Fahrenheit, your hours, firmware, and manufacturer information. You've got your intelligence control system there, which enables you to have automatic drying on, which will automatically detect the humidity settings, which is quite a unique feature. I love that as well. And that's pretty much basically it with the home screen.
All right, so where does this leave the Chitu E1? Now, I'll be straight. If you run one printer and one spool of PLA, this is probably more than what you need. But if you're running multiple printers, multiple materials, engineering filaments, flexibles, carbon fiber materials, then this unit really starts to make sense. Now, because it's moisture controlled and it has a technology built in, it stops being as optional as what you would normally think. So where does it fit? It's not just about capacity, it's the combination of drying, monitoring, storage, automation, an all-in-one system that does it all. Now, I don't have a unit like this, and I'm glad I do. And honestly, that's why I think the Chitu E1 system has been seriously underrated. Now, this isn't a comparison video, but I do have multiple filament dryers in the workshop. So if you want a full breakdown on other filament dryers and full heat chamber testing, including humidity, power efficiency, and so on, performance, temperature, real-world testing, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit that like button, because without you guys, I can't continue testing and I can't continue doing these comparison videos or these reviews. So yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and check out the description on the Chitu E1. You never know, it might fill your void in your printing setup, and it might be just what you need. And also, don't forget, link in the description to enter the draw, possibly win yourself one of these Chitu E1 systems as well, or a chance to win some filament and other giveaways as well. So yeah, that's enough for me. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next one.